All right. Okay. So hi Komal. Basically, I'm starting the Angular session, and if you're not able to understand anything, you can ask me each and everything at that time, right? So basically,
Okay.
I just showed you the course content. Like you can see, this is me, and we are giving the trainings on Angular, and this is my experience. Like I'm the corporate trainer and working as a technology specialist, and giving the trainings on various technologies like MVC, C Sharp, OOP, ASP.NET Design Pattern, Angular 2.11 version, .NET Core, SQL Server, microservices, Blazor, and all. So, what is the agenda to cover in this training is that we'll basically start with the Angular. What exactly the Angular is? That's an enterprise application, digitization standard, single page application. So, why Angular? Why we want to learn Angular? Then we'll go with the TypeScript. What exactly the mean of TypeScript? How we install the TypeScript? How we install the this Angular? So we'll go you go each and everything in detail. You can see will the what is the objective of the Angular. I will show you the objective of the Angular version history ecosystem, and then we'll go with the once you join the session. Then we will go first of all the software setup so that you will be able to understand, right? So then I will tell you the folder description. I will tell you the folder description, what exactly the folder description, and then we can go with the execution cycle of the Angular. Then this is the first topic where you will be able to create the components, creating component manually, creating components by Angular CLI. You can create the nested components. You can create nesting inside the nested components. You have to do the data bindings, component communication, right? After that, you have to do the Angular directives. So basically, there's some four types of Angular directive. That is in component, structural dependency, attribute, and custom directive. In between, I will tell you what exactly the dependency injection, which is very important to understand in terms of Angular, right? So also we also will covering like ng template, container content, and the component lifecycle hooks in detail, right? Then coming to the services, dependency injection, STV client, injectable, observable, promise. So this is the part of the services which we need to cover in detail. All right. So you will be fetching the data from the JSON, and then you will be able to use the observable and promises for fetching the data from the JSON. Right. Then we'll talk about the Angular forms. We have two types of Angular forms. That is template driven form. That is template driven form and the reactive driven form, right? So and then I talk about the routing. What exactly the routing is in navigation. It's in navigation. We have the routing parameters, child routes. We'll do routing in details, right? Then we come on to the advanced concept that is called HTTP interceptor, auth guard, local storage, and then we go to the introduction of JS, introduction of RxJS. Then we can go come with the Angular pipes, then Bootstrap, right? Production deployment, and last we can go with the project and Angular, which is very very important, right? So here, before going to the session, I want to show you the project which we'll covering in this entire training. So this is the project. You can see this is in localhost. By default, Angular runs on 4200 Komal. So it's an default page you will be given. So I am just giving the password. Username is Saurabh and password is 12345. Let me give you, just give me a second. 12345. So you can submit the data. Now you can see this is the crossing. So here you can see this is the e-commerce for training website. You will be able to understand each and everything in detail. All right. Here you can make the product page. All right. You have to make this website with me. Here you can see show the here all the products you can see, and once you click the product, you will get the information, and you can see the you can use a model bootstrap, right? After that, you can see this is the data which is getting from the service, and you are fetching the data from the service. If you want to fetch by ID, the record will be fetching by name and this one. So after that, you can see the post record, album, right? This is all the data coming from the third party JSON. You can see this is the contact information from my side, and you can see this is me, and this is my some of the student. I not put all the students in this, right? And then you can see the help page where you can see price demo, course listing, and all. So this is done in the Bootstrap, right? And then coming to the about Angular.NET, whatever the services you are taking, we are making this project. Then this is not working right now because I've stopped the service. I've not run the service. This is basically done by using the .NET Core. So this is also working right now. I've not started the service because you want to learn only the this front end application. You don't want to connect with the APIs. All right, that is backend. So for that, now you can see it's in sign up form. You can do the sign up. It is made in template even form. So and you can do the logout, and this is basically the once we complete each and every concept, you will be able to understand each and everything. Now coming to the session of Angular. So I will basically tell you, you are, so Komal, if you're not able to understand, please ask me, right? Because if you say, you understand each and everything, and at the end of the session, you say, sir, I don't understand anything, that would be the bad expression for me, because even you will take 100% the session from this, right? So Komal, if I talk about, you have two types of programming in our like in our in this internet. This is called server side programming, and another is called client side programming, right? Another is called client side programming. So basically, if you basically talk about server side programming, if you basically talk about server side programming, what is mean by server side programming? So earlier, like Komal, I'm just unmuting you, so you are the web designer, you might doesn't know about what exactly the server side programming is. Basically, if you talk about server side programming, that is called .NET. That is called .NET, right? If it because I'm the Microsoft professionalist. You're not audible me. You're not I'm not audible. What I've said, key, we have two types of programming, like server side programming and the client side programming, Komal.
Mhm.
If you talk about server side programming, we have that is called .NET. What exactly the .NET is? I'm just giving you a little bit idea so that you will be able to understand this is the drawback in the .NET. That is the reason industry is moving to the client side applications, right? So
Mhm.
.NET is basically a framework. If you talk about .NET is basically a framework, or you can say .NET is basically a container, right? .NET is basically a framework or it's a container which is used to develop the software application, which is used to develop the software applications, right? If we talk about .NET, Komal, from .NET,
Yeah.
what we are doing, it's a framework, it's a container which is used to develop the software application. If
Mhm.
we talk about .NET, if we talk about .NET is basically designed and developed by Microsoft, by Microsoft, right? If you talk
Mhm.
about .NET is basically designed and developed by the Microsoft in the early 2000. In the early 2000, .NET was basically designed and developed by the Microsoft. If you talk about Komal .NET, which we are not interested right now, but you should know why I want to learn. What is the benefit? Why I want to learn the Angular? If the server side programming is going well, suddenly what it happens? Why come industry is moving to the client side, right? So if you talk about .NET basically .NET basically comprises of .NET basically comprises of 64 languages, more than 64 languages. And the base language of .NET, that is called C Sharp. The base language of .NET, that is called C Sharp. If I will say why you want to learn .NET, .NET is an object-oriented programming. If you want to see the benefits, if you see the benefits of the .NET, if you see the benefits of the .NET is an object-oriented programming, right? .NET is an object-oriented programming, right? .NET is an object-oriented programming.
Mhm.
And if we talk about .NET is basically it's a language interoperability. If we talk about .NET basically uses the .NET uses language interoperability. So what do you understand by language interoperability? Language interoperability means, if we talk about language interoperability, what exactly the language interoperability? Language interoperability means you are accessing the application in VB.NET and you are consuming the application in C#.NET, right? That is the basically the use of language interoperability, right? So if we talk about .NET, .NET is .NET is basically basically rich in libraries, .NET is simple, .NET is flexible, .NET is simple, flexible, and fast. But if you talk about .NET it's in server-side programming. It's in server-side programming, right? But due to some reason, and if you talk about .NET, it's in server-side programming. And if you talk about .NET, Komal, .NET basically comprises of four application. .NET basically comprises of four applications, right? Are you able to understand?
Yes, sir.
So it's a console-based application. We don't want to learn. We don't want to learn anything. I'm just coming to the Angular after this, right?
Okay.
Console-based application, then Windows-based application, Windows application, and if we talk about after Windows, we have the web application, and then we talk about the mobile application, right? Now, if we talk about if we talk about web application, Komal, web application means you are running the application on the browser.
Mm.
You are basically running the application on the browser. You are basically running the application in the browser. And believe me, earlier we are using ASP.NET in the industry, and nowadays it is using the MVC, right? So basically, if we talk about MVC, Komal, MVC is in your MVC calls in model view controller, right?
Control.
Model
Mm.
view controller. What is this model view controller? Model view controller means it's in separation of concern. Model view controller is in separation of concern. Separation of concern means model, view, and controller decoupled from each other. Separation of concern means model, view, controller are decoupled from each other. What do you understand by this term? From each other. That means, let's say, Komal, you are the project manager, right? And
Mm.
under your team, there's some team members are working. So one can work on model, one can work on view, one can work on controller, right? So there's no dependency on each other. But if you talk about
Mm.
MVC is in server side programming. MVC is in
Mm.
server side programming, right? MVC is in server side programming. And if you talk about MVC is in lightweight. MVC is in MVC is a lightweight. Why lightweight? Because it uses the HTML control. Because because it uses the HTML controls. It uses the HTML controls. And MVC uses the so Komal. If we talk about MVC basically uses the Razor engine, right? MVC basically uses the Razor engine. So if we talk about if you basically learning the MVC, if you basically talk about MVC uses a Razor engine, and MVC user dependency injection, right? If we talk about MVC basically using the dependency injection. Oh, 1 second. I'm sorry because of this battery. I'm sorry for that. So basically, if you talk about MVC, MVC uses the Razor engine, and if you talk about MVC, MVC basically MVC uses the dependency injection, right? MVC uses the dependency injection. So, so basically, what is the problem in this approach? What is the problem in this approach? So let me tell you. Let me tell you. Let's say this is your client. Let's say this is your client, and this is your server, right? When client sends a request, when Komal, when client sends a request, right? Client sends a request to the server, right? If client sends a request to the server, right? If a client sends a request to a server, server basically receive the information in the form of HTML, in the form of CSS, in the form of images, right? In the form of JS, in the form of GS, and in the form of data. So what is data? What is data, Komal? Data is your XML. Data is your XML, or data is your JSON, right? Data is your XML or data is your JSON. So basically, when client sends a request to a server, so every time client sends a request, every time client sends a request, server sends a response. Client sends a request, server sends a response. So what it happens in the server side programming, server sends whole page, server sends whole page to the client, right? So let me ask you one question. Let's say you have 100 users. Your 100 users are accessing the page. 100 users are accessing the page. How many instances would be created for the server-side application? Can you tell me?
100.
Exactly. It is 100 because every request, client sends a request to a server, server receives it, and server sends a response to the client. Again, client sends a request to a server, server received it, server sends a request to the client. So in this way, you have basically got 100 instances would be created, and this is the reason the performance of the application becomes low, and then we can move to the client base. Then we are moving to the client based application. That is the reason we move to the client-based application. If you talk about client-based application, I want to basically talk about first of all, I want to talk about first of all the single page application. I want to talk about single page application. So Komal, you have any idea what exactly the single page application is?
Mm, Actually, little bit.
Whatever you know, tell me.
Uh, Single page application, we use an Angular, and in single page application, actually, uh, we can modify and we can perform our task in one page.
Okay, that's great. So you are a little bit correct. So I will tell you what exactly the single page application. So single page application is a web application. It's a web application, right? It's a web application, or you can say it's a website or it's a website, right? That basically that interacts that interacts with the user by dynamically rewriting rewriting the current page, rewriting the current page current page rather than loading the new pages, rather than loading the new pages from the server again and again, right? So basically you don't want to load, so you don't want to load the new pages from the server again and again, Komal. It's a
Mm.
single page. It's a web application, it's a website that interacts with the user by dynamically rewriting the current page rather than loading the entire new pages from the server, loading the entire new pages from the server again and again. I don't want to load the entire new pages from the server again and again. Can you tell me one single page? Can you tell me first single page application which is developed by the Google? That is called Gmail. That is called Gmail.
Gmail.
Gmail is the first single page application which is developed by the Google. right? Single page application. After that, Google comes into in picture and they launch Angular JS. Google come into in picture and Angular basically launch Angular JS, which is called as Angular 1. So if you talk about Komal, if you talk about Angular JS or Angular 1, it's an client-side JavaScript framework. Angular 1 or Angular JS, it's a client-side JS framework, right? It's a client-side JS framework. It's an open source. It's an open source. It is based on the JavaScript. It is basically based on the JavaScript, right? It is basically based on the controller level. It is basically based on the controller level, right? But suddenly, what it happens, the performance of this application not looks good because it does not support object-oriented programming. It does not support object-oriented programming, right? So basically, that is the reason Microsoft come into a picture and they said we will provide an TypeScript, we will provide an ECMAScript 5 and 6. So they started developing. So Google rewrite the whole version. If we talk about Google, rewrite rewrite the whole version of Angular 1 and call as Angular 2, where Google uses Angular and Microsoft uses TypeScript, right? So what is Angular? So what is Angular, right? So what is Angular, Komal? Angular is a client-side JS framework which allows to create reactive, responsive, single-page application, right? So if I talk about Angular, Angular is a client-side JS framework, client-side JS framework, which allows to create reactive responsive application, right? So basically, if I ask you, what do you understand by reactive means you don't need to refresh your page. You don't need to refresh your page. And responsive means you can run on multiple devices, right? You can run on multiple devices. So you can run on laptop, right? You can run on laptop, you can run on desktop, you can run on palm top, right? So you can run on any device. That's the beauty of the Angular. That's the beauty of the Angular. So what is Angular? Angular, it's a client-side JS framework which allows to create reactive responsive application. Now I'm giving you lots of point so that you will be able to understand. If you talk about first point, Angular is in client-side JS framework which allows to create reactive responsive application. If you talk about Angular is a single page application, right? Angular is a single page application, single page application. Angular is an open source. So Komal, you know what is open source?
Uh, um, Code is available for all.
No, you don't need to purchase the license. It's in free. The
Okay.
installation, whatever, that is called free. Open source means it is
Mhm.
freeware, right? So Angular uses a client-side JS framework. So it's an open source. Angular uses the client-side JS framework, Angular basically is a binding framework. If we talk about Angular, Angular is a binding framework. Angular is a binding framework, right? Angular is a binding framework. If you talk about Angular, Angular is a JS framework which runs on dev server. Angular, if you talk about Angular, Angular is a JS framework which runs on, which basically runs on dev server, right? And what is dev server, Komal? Dev server, it's our, that server is our, uh, you can say localhost server, and that is called node.js server. So when you basically use Angular, when you do the programming, you need to install the node.js server, right? So Angular is in JS framework which runs on dev server. And if you basically deploy to the production, if you basically deploy to the production, if you basically need to deploy to the production, if you basically need to deploy to a production, you can deploy an IS, you can deploy an Mac OS, right? And you can deploy an Apache, right? Apache. So basically, if I basically talk about, if I talk about Angular internally uses, if I talk about Angular internally uses the TypeScript, Angular internally uses the TypeScript, and TypeScript is the product of Microsoft. So what is TypeScript? TypeScript is the product of Microsoft. TypeScript is the product of Microsoft, right? And it's an object-oriented programming, and supports object-oriented programming. That is a reason object-oriented programming. That is a reason, Komal, you have to learn first of all the TypeScript before going to into the Angular, right? If you don't know the programming language, learn with the TypeScript first, right? So Angular provides Angular provides several packages, several packages, right? For developing the front end, for developing the front end, for developing the front end. So one more point I can say, Komal, Angular does not support the database connectivity. Angular does not support. I'm giving you lots of point. Let's say if you want to speak in the interview, you can speak what exactly the Angular is, right? Angular does not support database connectivity. Database connectivity. And database connectivity means the Angular does not support database connectivity. And database connectivity means, so I can say if you want to connect with the database, you want to learn, if you want to connect with the database, you want to learn Web API, or you can want to learn .NET Core Web API, .NET Core Web API, or you want to learn Express to connect with the database, right? So by default, Angular runs on port number. If we talk about Angular, by default runs on port number 4200, right? By default, Angular runs on port number 4200. So I can say Angular is meant for creating lightweight UI. If you want to tell Angular what exactly the Angular is meant for creating lightweight UI, right? Angular is meant for creating lightweight UI. And believe me, Komal, if you talk about Angular supports routing, right? So what is routing? Routing is basically a navigation. It's a navigation from one component to another. Don't say it's navigation from one page to another because it's a single page. It's a navigation from one component to another component, from one component to another component, right? So basically, Angular. Basically, if we talk about Angular, it's a mobile first approach. I can say that Angular uses the mobile first approach where you can run your application on the mobile first approach, and TypeScript does not understand. So here I can tell you here that TypeScript does not understand the browser. TypeScript does not. This is very important point to understand. TypeScript does not understand the browser. So what it happens when you write the code, the TypeScript extension, I told you what is TypeScript. TypeScript is a product of Microsoft. It's an object-oriented programming, and sorry, it's an object-oriented programming. The extension of TypeScript that is called TS, and it uses a TSC compiler and converts into the JavaScript, right? Then JavaScript basically sends to the DOM, and DOM is basically updating to the browser. So whatever you write the code, Komal, it converts into the JavaScript. It converts into a JavaScript, right? And then it is basically going to the DOM, and then DOM is basically showing to the browser. So let's say if you have HTTP colon localhost slash 4200, this is the URL slash home, right? Slash home. So Komal, this is you can say the URL. This is you can say the URL, right? This is you can say the URL, and slash home is your route, right? Slash home is your route. So this is a thing which you should know about it, about the Angular, right? What I told you, Angular, it's in client-side JS framework, which allows to create reactive responsive application. It's a single page application. It's an open source. It's a binding framework. So what is binding framework? We can bind the data by using data bindings, right? So now if we talk about the installation, if we talk about the installation of the software, what we need in our entire training, what we need in this entire training, that is called node.js server, right? Then we need an npm, we need an Angular CLI, and then we need an Visual Studio Code. We need an Visual Studio Code. So this is a required software which we need for the Angular when we basically run the application. So so basically, uh, Komal, if we want to run, how we can basically create the application? If you open the node.js, here you can see I have the node.js server.
Mm.
So I do the cd slash d drive, right? I'm just creating the folder cd Saurabh demo with Komal, right? I just create the folder cd. Sorry, this is Saurabh. Let me do the Saurabh demo. Saurabh demo with Komal, right? Now, NG basically stands for Angular. How to create a new application? Let me write it first of all. How to create a new application? Create new application, right? Create the new application. How you can create? NG new application name, right? Application name. So basically, Komal, here you can write ng new, and the application is demo app, right? You can write the demo app. It will ask you, it will ask you to basically say, uh, uh, do you want an routing? You said you don't need a routing. Press no. We will learn routing when we understand the routing session. So we'll go the routing at that time, right? Routing no CSS enter. So it will create the application. It will create the application, and let me show you in the D drive. I need to go with the D drive. Here you can see demo app. So right now I need to install I need to basically install install the node modules, right? I need to install the node modules. There's some issue in my version. That is the reason I just copy this node modules and paste on your demo app, right? Here you need to basically, right now there's some issue in my Angular. I need to reinstall it. So package is getting filled because node underscore module is the package where you need to install all the package that is coming from the internet, right? And we will do the training on Angular 11, which is the latest version, right? So it will take a little bit time to copy the node underscore modules, and then I will show you to run the application. So meanwhile, so that's it for the demo session, Komal. And if you like the session, please like, subscribe, and so forward to your friends. If you want to take one-to-one session, then you can contact to me on my mobile or on my email ID. Thank you so much. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your patience. Thank you so much. Bye.